with Julian Quinones looking for his second goal. And it was a nice pass towards him in the attacking third. And Julian Quinones got the first touch right, leaning back, took it on with the laces of the right boot. 24, 25 yards from the target. They hit the roof of Roman Williams' goal instead of the top corner, which Quinones was intending for. So South Africa now just taking the goal kick short. Williams into the feet of Sibisi. Sibisi now looking towards Foster, just behind the penalty area, just behind the centre circle to say. And there was a clip there on the ankle, Lyle Foster by Cesar Montes. Free kick for South Africa, taken quickly. They'll have it here with Mudau looking to play it down the right hand side, but instead just stroked it back to Ocon. Now is Williams on the ball. Williams, 5 yards in front of his area. Square to Ime Ocon. Now Mudau. First time pass on Sitole. Here's South Africa just on the ball here. Now it's a pass towards the halfway line. South Africa are combining well. And now driving forwards here. Adams though gets the pass wrong. Intercepted by Lira. And now is Cesar Montes. Montes just caught late there for Mudau. And that will be a free kick to Mexico. And certainly that was a nice drive from the back there from Cesar Montes. Just drew Mudau in, who just moved to the opposite side. Yeah, definitely a late challenge there. Kulisa Mudau. And looks like the South African number 6, just Aubrey Modiba, just quite an aggressive chat with the referee. So now Mexico take the free kick. And there's Quinones. Quinones tries to turn. He just brought down behind the halfway line. Looks to carry on now, actually, Quinones. Now Quinones to Jimenez. Lays it back off in the centre circle. And then Mexico, right wing, with Alvarado. Alvarado, in-swing ball comes in. Good head away there by Sibisi. And now cleared away from Mbakazi. Down left-hand side to Foster. Foster challenged by Lira. Lira appealing for a throw in his side's favour. And it will be given in the favour of Bafana. Bafana instead is approaching the 22nd minute. Opening game of the tournament. Mexico 1, South Africa 0. South Africa take the throw. Now Sitole into the feet of Ime Ocon. Now Mudau doesn't have any option to go down line, so goes back to Ocon. Here's Williams in the D. And now South Africa on their left hand side. Mbakazi. Mbakazi goes direct, trying to find Reynolds. Oh, spill! It's for the goalkeeper Rangel. South Africa right side with Reynolds, tends to get the cross in. It's blocked though with the chest of Gallardo. And Gallardo clears his lines towards the halfway line. South Africa head it over halfway. Here's Mokoena now, driving down the far side. Mokoena, was he caught there? Nothing given by the officials. Mokoena just grabbing his left ankle. Now free kick has been given to South Africa. And the yellow card shown as well to Brian Gutierrez. It was a good run there from Teboho Mokoena down the far side, and Gutierrez just stretched out his right leg. Definitely clipped the ankle of Mokoena. Just took a couple of seconds in to feel the pain, but tell you what, Raul Rangel, one relieved man. With South Africa putting that direct ball forwards, he spilt it. It was a tight angle on the left wing when picked up from Ikram Reyners. And his cross was just easily blocked by left back Jesus Gallardo. But just a few seconds later, South Africa did get themselves a free kick, which they're now going to take on the right hand side. So looks like will be the man who won it. Teboho Mokoena to deliver. So good chance for South Africa to cause some issues here and get their opening goal of this year's competition. So free kick now ready to be put in for the right side. Mokoena delivers, headed away. Now South Africa with Mbakazi. Again, diagonal ball towards the penalty area, flipped away from Jimenez. Here's Julian Quinones. Now Quinones tried to play it in field. Good block there from Jane Adams. Just closing down that infield angle. It just deflected off of Adams. And it will be a goal kick to Mexico. And lead by a goal to now having a hydration break here. It's certainly going to be much needed in the sweltering heat in this tournament. Yeah, so far, so good. Mexico. Julian Quinones finished leading by a goal to nil, but in Mexico, snappy in midfield. Again, Lira did so well to win the ball back for the goal. And it was certainly well finished off. Julian Quinones was born in Colombia, but a naturalized Mexican, and it was a really good finish from Quinones, and such a special moment for him. And he's a brilliant forward, powerful, direct, relentless, and attacks the space aggressively. And my word, he certainly didn't have to do that. He got to the penalty edge to drill it through legs of Ron Williams. I mean, it did take a touch off of Williams when it was drilled. Just came off the back of his right leg, and just the power was too much though. Julian Quinones, and what a moment, embraced all his teammates, and that includes all the subs as well. And the stadium, Mexico City, absolutely erupted, and certainly a moment they will never forget. But again, Eric Lira certainly classed as one whole midfield. He's been good so far. Again, certainly he's got real good discipline, awareness, that tireless work ethic, which really did. And at his club, he's grown into modern holding midfielder, positioned correctly. So he's just reading this. He's so good at reading the situation. But again, the modern side of his game as well, that pressing to go and win the ball and pickpocket Cervello Sotolo. But certainly those on a yellow card to Boa Mokoena. It's done so well. It's certainly an essential in this South Africa side. Just so as they come, that midfield. And again, he's got the pass and long-range shots, relentless work rate. And again, certainly seen that so far in these opening 27 minutes in the tournament. So hydration break now has concluded here in Mexico City, and it will be a goal kick to start things off again for Mexico. So Johan Vasquez to take it and just tap it to Raul Rangel. So Rangel in his box. Rangel goes long, can't find Jimenez, headed away from Ocon. And South Africa have it just over halfway with Modiba just rolls that behind him to defence midfield. There's that man, sort that moment ago, to Boa Mokoena. And South African player on a yellow card so far. So here is Ocon, the ball. Ime Ocon taps it back now to Williams. Strokes it first time to Mbakazi. Mbakazi now drills it long, left-footed, looking over the top to Foster. Headed down the way though from Reyes. Now Mexico slice it away. South Africa have it left wing back with Modiba. It goes backwards to Mbakazi just in front of the halfway line. And South Africa with Mokoena just rolls it now, right-footed. Back in defence here for Ocon. It is Muda on the ball. Muda plays it Phil. Now Jimenez picks up on halfway. And Mexico can drive forward here. Gutierrez, square for Jimenez. Quinones making that run. Jimenez picks him out. Is Quinones onside? Quinones cuts it back now. For Alvarado, Mexico just slow themselves down. They are in the attacking third on the left. So Quinones again just plays it backwards to Alvarado. Quinones again, the left side of pairing linking up. And then Quinones just lifts it back now into the fence. Vasquez has been chased down there from Reyners. It's a rolled square from Rangel. In time on the ball for Johan Vasquez. Vasquez, a nice pick out there. Mexico just calm possession. Just behind halfway. Now is Lira. It's a tap pass to Quinones. Keeps it away from Sitole. Alvarado back in field there for Quinones. Now rolls it through towards the box. A chance here. Alvarado answers right foot. Alvarado shot blocked. And South Africa just pass it out the area to the right side now. Mudau whips it down the right channel, but in the end, too much on it for Ikram Reyners. Mexico have the ball back in defence. 29.5 minutes gone in this year's tournament. What a place to have the opening game in Mexico City. That's a diagonal from Quinones out towards Alvarado. Keeps in play with his chest. Level the penalty area. First time cross from Reyes, but easily claimed there by Williams. They got good whip on that crosser, Israel Reyes. And pretty simple catch. Now it's a throw into the feet of Mokoena. Mokoena turns it. It's Mbakazi under real pressure here from Alvarado, but holds firm Mbakazi, good strength. Now Imo Ocon back to his goalkeeper. Williams squared to Ocon in the penalty area. It's Williams again. Jimenez slowly approaching the South African shot stopper. Williams goes long. Bit too high that pass, and the cushion header from Vasquez is Gallardo. Square now for Lira. Lira from the centre circle off to his right. Here's the fullback Reyes. Now square from Montes to Vasquez along the defensive line. Gallardo looks towards Jimenez. Flicked in the air for Ocon, then cushion header for Mudau just to roll it back to Williams. So a half hour played here. Opening game of the tournament in Mexico City. Just a reminder, if you are watching the game, and make sure you are watching it on your local broadcaster. So South Africa now playing the way out from the back really well, looking to get down the right hand side, but in the end the centre back Mbakazi beaten to it by Alvarado, tracking back, doing really well there, the winger. Mexico have it with their goalkeeper Rangel. Pass it to his right to Montes. Montes goes direct, it bypasses Jimenez, and plenty of time at the back for South Africa to control with Sabisi in possession. Imo Ocon. Right footed pass goes just over halfway to Mbakazi. So three centre backs link up. Now Mokoena joins in, located in defence midfield. Mbakazi again. Now it's a simple pass back from Sabisi to Williams. Out to Mbakazi. And narrowly over halfway in his territory. South Africa just enjoying possession at the back. Roman Williams. Now it's Imo Ocon. Mbakazi drills it. Left footed, looking over the top. Can Mbakazi pick up Madiba? Madiba controls edge of the box. Madiba goes across, it's blocked. And it'll be a corner kick. Madiba, was he pinning him handball? No, actually he's just put the thumbs up to his teammate. It's a good idea. Mbakazi, again, that's the usefulness of having three centre backs in possession. And again, Mbakazi just moved up a bit, put the direct ball over the top on left, and Madiba's cross well blocked from Israel Reyes. The problem is actually the flag went up against South Africa, so it's a free kick for the Mexicans to take, and Raul Rangel will drill it forwards, and his Mexican wave trying to form in the stadium. Rangel's free kick controlled here from Quinones, and moves back in his own after Quinones. Gallardo. Now Vasquez. Montes asking for it. Vasquez just playing with the South African back line a bit here, just keeping on the ball. Now Vasquez again sees it from Gallardo, his left side defensive partner. So it's a drill from Rangel. It's a poor pass there from Rangel, too much on it. Gallardo can control now, and they're just inviting a bit of pressure on South Africa. South Africa have a throw, and Mudau takes now Mokoena in line with the centre circle, rolls the ball through it. It is Mbakazi. And now Ocon. Mokoena turns. Mokoena line breaking pass. Adams inside right. 25 yards to go. Adams now rolls in the box. Foster in possession. Holding off the Mexican defence, but that's an awful pass from Lyle Foster. I think it's the third time I've said that in the 33.5 minutes that have been played here. Again, he's got really good physical attributes, Lyle Foster, but the passes let him down when South Africa get themselves into that final third, just completely overhit that pass to his right, where Kaliso Mudau was pushed up from his wing back position. So Gallardo stroke, chested down for Jimenez. Now time and space here for Roberto Alvarado to bring it over halfway. Now he exits the centre circle and moves on the inside right. Alvarado plays in front of him to Reyes. Good challenge there. And it was Mbakazi to get across, and he won that really well there. Did Bekezeli Mbakazi. So certainly a rapid rise in this South African setup. So it's a throw taken short. Reyes, now it's a turn here. Alvarado, Gutierrez. And now a spin there from Fidalgo. Quinones sets it up now. And Mexico put a cross in, but well grabbed there from Robin Williams. Mexico were left side of the penalty area. It was patiently worked. And Quinones threaded the pass into the feet of Jesus Gallardo, but Gallardo couldn't pick out Jimenez or Alvarado. South Africa tried to attack down the right hand side, but in the end it breaks down, and it will be a Mexico throw. So he's pretty deep inside the half for Gallardo to take. So Gallardo's throw. And it's Fidalgo. Gallardo again. Nice pass, and Gallardo sprayed slightly backwards to his fellow fullback in the team, Israel Reyes. Just under 10 minutes left. The first half of the opening 45 in this tournament. It's Mexico 1, South Africa 0 here in Mexico City. Mexico on the halfway line with Gallardo against South Africa, yet to register single attempt on goal so far. Mexico have 6 their name, 2 of them being on target, 1 of them going into the back of net in the early stages of this half for Julian Quinones. It is Gallardo, a couple yards shy of halfway. Square on that halfway line to Lira. Eric Lira in defensive midfield. The number 6 controls it and plays it back now to Vasquez. Vasquez walks into the centre circle, just drawing the South African forward line in. Now Cesar Montes against South Africa pushing up here. Adams joining in with Reyners and Foster in that forward line. It's long from Raul Rangel. Jimenez beaten the air by Ocon. Tying the ball now left back for Gallardo, coming up to the halfway line. Gallardo sweeps the left foot. A heavy touch though in the middle there by Alvarado. Now South Africa inside left, just the Mexico half. Play it backwards now from Adibo. Left wing back now, it's Sibisi. His pass goes over halfway to Mudals, midway in the Mexico half. Mokoena scoops it towards the left side defence, where Mbakazi actually midway in the Mexico half. Clips it towards Foster in the box. Foster wins a header, but off target. But it's at least the first attempt for South Africa. Again, certainly Mbakazi has that licence from Hugo Brewster. He can bring the ball forward. As I mentioned, he was midway in the Mexico half. Just lifted it in towards head of Foster, but Foster couldn't get the contact he wanted. Tell you what though, just a couple of minutes ago, Robin Williams did well to get down to Gallardo's cross. Just Alvarado and Jimenez just waiting to tap it in. So South Africa on the ball here. Mokoena. Now squares it to Mbakazi. Mbakazi over halfway. Adams for Bafana. Half turn there from Sitole. Now it's a direct ball from Sibisi down the right hand side. It's a flick backwards on Gallardo. And that just rolls into the feet of Raul Rangel. Mexican number 1 picks it up and rolls it to Reyes. That's a lovely pass there. Eric Lira now over halfway to Alvarado. Holds it up about 7 yards in the Bafana half. Now goes backwards to his right side opponent. Reyes drills it towards the opposite fullback. Gallardo's in line with him. Mexico just on the midway inside their half, but plenty of time on the ball for Johan Vasquez. Just over 38 minutes played here. The opening game of the tournament. Mexico 1, South Africa 0. Julian Quinones with the early goal in this contest. Mexico just enjoying the ball here. Nice relaxed in their 1 goal lead. Vasquez now picks up Lira. He's been pressed, but Lira turns, drills it forwards, but couldn't find any of his forward teammates. But certainly was a painful one actually for Eric Lira to take when he turned and made the pass. Late challenge came in on him. Just down on his ankle here, Eric Lira. hopefully he will be fine. And certainly South Africa putting a few aggressive challenges. Again, they want to try and make the mark, and it was Sevifelo Sitole just caught back of Lira's ankle. Lira now back on his feet and moving not too badly. So Mexico play a short free kick. Vasquez to Gallardo. That's back here with Johan Vasquez. Cesar Montes. Montes now into his right to Reyes, who just inverts it. Montes first time. A touch back from Alvarado to Montes. Looks towards the centre circle. Pressing 9. Mokoena intercepts. Now plays it to his left hand side, but Mexico in possession again. And Lira over halfway. And it's played from Gutierrez towards the right hand side. Good tackle there by Mbakazi. Probably been the star man for South Africa so far. Mbakazi definitely won the ball against Alvarado. Nothing wrong with that tackle. Reyes throws it back. 5 minutes left of the first half here, where Mexico just again enjoying some possession. South Africa pushing up now. Vasquez goes back to Rangel. Quite a heavy pass from Rangel. Manages to slice it away. South Africa looking to bring out the centre circle now. Mbakazi tackles, but South Africa still on the good defensive line. Mexico now slow in possession in the centre circle in their midfield. It's Fidalgo. Now Gallardo. Fidalgo into Lira. Nice turn and pass there. Quickly from Quinones on halfway. Now Alvarado looks to set through. Jimenez well read there from Ocon. Ocon's pass to heavy. Mokoena got towing onto it but couldn't find a teammate. So Mexico inside left for Gallardo. Nice hold up play from Quinones. 35 yards and goal. And now maybe a chance for Alvarado to let fly. Instead plays it short to Reyes. It's Alvarado again. No forward man on, so goes back to Reyes. Now Lira lifts it towards left side of the box. Head away from Mudal. Now maybe a chance here for Fidalgo to put a cross in. Jimenez can't get touched onto it, but Williams scrambles to his left hand side, gets a hand onto it, and then has time to pick up inside his box. I think Williams furious with his back line. I'll tell you what, I think Jimenez was offside anyway. Don't think he got any contact, Jimenez. Or I'll tell you what, may have done, but it didn't matter anyway. He would have been off, and Williams got a strong left hand to it to keep it out. Again, South Africa cleared from the back, cleared away though from Mexico. Now it's in midfield Lira. It's back to Vasquez, nice light touch forward. Now Fidalgo leaves it for Quinones. Quinones, 30 yards and goal. Quinones out through the middle. Quinones looking to get his second of the match, shot blocked. Now cut back from Alvarado. Flick towards Quinones, and he passed it off the post. Almost got his, and Mexico's second of the match in the tournament. And now Mexico looking to win it back high. There's a challenge on South Africa's left-hand side on Mbakazi. It was a really nice cut back in the box from Alvarado. And a little flick from Gutierrez. A pass finish in the middle of the box from Julian Quinones. Came off the post. Couldn't have done any more there, Quinones. 2.5 minutes of this half left. Just a reminder, y'all watch this match as well. Make sure you're watching the game through your local broadcaster. It is South Africa in possession, in defence. Imeokon. Now Sabisi, a bit uncomfortable on the ball, but gets his pass to Mudal. Mudal over halfway. Hold up play here from Reyes. Hits outside of the right boot, but intercepted in the end from Alvarado. Now here is Gutierrez. Just beyond halfway. Nice turn there from Gutierrez against Sitole. Now it's a cross-field ball from Alvarado towards Jimenez, who's inside right but headed down from Madibo. Now South Africa have it in centre midfield. Mokoena to Adams. Adams half turn. Adams now rolls it to Raiders. South Africa in the attacking third. Mudal puts the cross into block. Was it handball against Gallardo? Well, it rolls out anyway for a corner kick for South Africa. A minute and a half remaining of this opening 45 of the tournament. So it's a corner on the right hand side for South Africa, and they draw level just before the break. And they'll certainly be looking for the likes of Mbakazi and Lyle Foster in this corner kick. Corner kick goes short to Mokoena. Mokoena now rolls it back to his teammate. Cross comes in, headed away by Metzko's good header from Cesar Montes. Shot from distance, it was on target, went straight at Raul Rangel. And it was Mbakazi, that's that technical ability, who let fly, wrapped his left boot around the ball. It was a pretty simple save for Rangel, but considering he was 35 yards out, it was a really good attempt, I must say, by Bekazeli Mbakazi. So here is Metzko on the ball just to front the box. Here's Vasquez to Montes. Rangel taps it out to Lira. Square to Johan Vasquez. Now Metzko move themselves up the pitch here. It's Metzko on the ball with Lira. And now Gallardo. Quinones making a run and behind. Now it's a lovely ball over the top towards Quinones. Can he get to for the goalkeeper? No. Robin Williams has the pace to get to it. Slammed it forwards. It's a flick back for Gallardo. Really nice little flick there for Gallardo to Montes. Now squared to Gallardo. And just wait for see how much stoppage time we'll have to cap off the opening 45 of the tournament. Lira turns in defence midfield. Lira now squares it to Reyes. Israel Reyes. And Mexico. Nice and confident ball. There'll be 4 minutes of added on time here in Mexico City. And Gallardo just strokes it backwards to Johan Vasquez. Now is Raul Rangel. Again, Mexico just slowing things down. Nice and comfortable on the ball. Rangel goes for direct. We're looking for Jimenez. Jimenez now lets the ball bounce. Jimenez, edge of the box, flicks it with his head towards the right hand side. Then Mbakazi, slightly off balance, manages to get a powerful clearance out for a throw, which Alvarado would take, level with the penalty. In fact, actually, I thought it was going to take quickly Alvarado, but to be honest, it wouldn't make any sense for the forward to take the throw. Reyes takes instead. It's a turn now, edge of the box to Jimenez. Mexico, 25 yards and goal inside left. And a shot deflects on Gallardo. And Williams manages to prevent it and go for a corner kick. Just grabbed it at the vital moment. It was going to bounce out for a corner. Roman Williams, the South African goalkeeper, rolls it to Imelkon. Now here's fellow Sitole. So Mudal just walks the ball over halfway, strokes it back to Jane Adams. Adams down the halfway line. Adams with a diagonal, looking for Madiba. Nice touch there from Madiba, left-footed. Madiba now. That's a good tackle there from Alvarado. Madiba gets back on his feet. He's going to take on Roberto Alvarado again. Madiba onto his left foot. Alvarado trying to make another lunge and challenge. And Madiba furious. He's gone out of play. He feels it should be a corner kick to Bafana. But there was a good challenge there from Alvarado. Madiba desperately trying to get to his feet. I tell you what, it did take a touch last off of Alvarado. That should be a corner kick to South Africa. And certainly Hugo Bruce absolutely furious there. So goal kick from Mexico taken from Rangel. Flick up and Jimenez. And just goes back. Arthur Roman Williams over on throat from Williams. So Felicio Mudal. That's the feet of Reyners. And now Mexico win it back on halfway. Gutierrez, Jimenez. Square to Quinones. As Fidal goes that supporter on the Mexican number 8 now. Quinones rolls it forwards. A chance in Mexico. It's a scuffed toe punt. And rolls wide the target. Brian Gutierrez. Great position to take on a good shot. Play through to Quinones. He's been the star Mexican man in this first half. But Gutierrez just a toe poke in the end, which rolled well wide. So it was just a central area in that penalty box. Got it all wrong, the finish there, Brian Gutierrez. What a chance for Mexico to double their advantage just before the break. We have 20 seconds of stoppage time left. Williams passed out from the back now. Mbakazi, long ball, down left channel. Can Reyners get onto it? Reyners, well, he got a touch, but it went straight out of play. And that should be that for the first half here. Mexico City There's 3 seconds to go. And the full half-time whistle should blow here. Mexico goal in front. So there goes the half-time whistle here in Mexico City. And so far, so good for the co-host. 9 minutes in, the opening goal of the tournament was scored. And Eric Lira, pressing high from midfield, caught out Fefelo Sitole. Again, pickpocketed the South African midfielder. And it was Lira who gave it to Julian Quinones, who just blasted it with his right boot through the legs of Roman Williams into the back of net. Really, Raul Rangel, the Mexican goalkeeper, has been a spectator thus far. So South Africa are going to have to up their attacking game. But again, Mexico look comfortable so far. Intriguing to see what the second half will bring. Half-time here in Mexico City. It is Mexico 1, South Africa 0.
Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok.
Hello and a warm welcome back to Mexico City, where Mexico leads South Africa by a goal to nil in the opening game of the tournament. It took 9 minutes for Julian Quinones to get that opening goal, drilling it through the legs of Roman Williams after Eric Lira did the hard work dispossessing for fellow Sitole. Again, South Africa didn't have a shot on target in that first half of note. So ready to get back on the way. Can South Africa offer a bit more in the second half? They kick us off it. And it's Mokoena now in midfield. It is Muda. Muda back to the feet of Sibisi. Now Williams. The Williams pulled off a good stop from Raul Jimenez in the early stages of the first half. So Roman Williams right-footed across his box here. Mbakazi. Williams again. Williams being pressed. I'll pass it though straight into the feet of Fidalgo. Fidalgo right side of the box. Tries to get across and it's been blocked though. And cleared away from Mbakazi. And his falls. Gutierrez takes a shot on the bounce. Dips over the bar. And once again, South Africa so poor playing out for the back. Williams has not been good with his feet, I have to say, in this opening game of the tournament. It was a brilliant block, it was a brilliant block of Ime Ocon, actually. I said Mbakazi. It was Ime Ocon who cut out the cross for Fidalgo. And it then fell to Gutierrez. Edged the area to let fly. And the scoot cleared to Ocon. Couldn't keep it down though. South Africa's goal kick headed away from Montes. Flicked up in the air for Mexico in the centre circle. Now header one from Sibisi. Reyners squares it to Mudau. And now heavy touch there from Reyners. And stepping in is Quinones to win it back for Mexico. And now Lira finds Fidalgo. Fidalgo over halfway, too much on it though. Julian Quinones. And that is now back with Roman Williams, who's one very relieved man. And Mexico couldn't make more of the gift that he gave to Fidalgo. South Africa on the ball at the back, but Mexico, to be honest, could be out of sight in this opening game. It's just a long ball from Williams towards left-hand side. It was Reyners on the chase, but nowhere near getting onto it. And it will be a throw for Mexico, level with their own penalty area. It'll be taken here from Gallardo. So Gallardo now just surveying his options. Now releases the throw, take on the chest of Jimenez. Now scooped into the feet here of Quinones. Quinones being pulled back, stays on his feet. Now Jimenez to Quinones again on halfway. Quinones, lovely skill though to get away from Sitole. Quinones goes on a spectacular. Can't quite catch out Williams. It was just a couple of yards in front of halfway. Quinones, he went for it, saw Williams slightly off his line. Tried to clip it over him, but Williams scuppered back and actually caught it pretty comfortably in the end. And there's a blue kit. There is Williams on the ball. Now Ocon, Ime Ocon, towards the halfway line. It's laid back to Ocon for Reyners. Now Ocon on the back heel, intercepted though from Alvarado. Here's Roberto Alvarado, just slowed himself down. Alvarado, about 35 yards and goal. So he pokes it to Israel Reyes, down the right from Alvarado, from Reyes to Alvarado. Too much on the pass though. So Modiba to Williams. Williams plays it through the 6-yard box. It is Sibisi. Sibisi finds Mudau. And now Mudau looks towards Foster, dropping deep. Foster's pass blocked. And now South Africa have it back here. It's prodded into the feet of Adams by Mokoena. Adams now looking to set away Reyners, but it's a vital cut out there from Jesus Gallardo. Gutierrez. And now Lira to Fidalgo. Mexican number 8 on the ball in this half. Fidalgo just goes the backwards pass here to Johan Vasquez. Now Cesar Montes to Israel Reyes. It's halfway, laid off from Jimenez. Now it's over halfway now, and here comes Mexico. It's a dink ball forwards, and there's a foul in the box. Now was it last man? The referee reaches for his pocket, and it will be a red card. It goes from bad to worse here for South Africa in Mexico City. It was Gutierrez who was set up from Alvarado, and the red card is given to the fellow Sitole. Heartbreaking moment Bositole had to make that challenge. Otherwise, Mexico will through on goal with Gutierrez to double the advantage. And there was just a little clip of the ankle. I think Sotole was avoiding to try and make contact, but there was a trip up from Sotole on Gutierrez. He was the last man. But to me, actually, the red card's been given, but did the contact start outside the box? That's the question. And it did, so no penalty for Mexico. But a red card to the fellow Sotole. So Mexico have a free kick in the D, where Sotole made the foul on Gutierrez. So Raul Jimenez will put the ball down in the D now. So a tough task just got way more tougher for Bafana. That red card for Sotole. I wonder if Hugo Bruce will respond with a substitution to shore up that midfield, but I'm not sure actually. He might just leave it as Jane Adams and to Bo Mokoena. Bo Mokoena has a yellow card himself in midfield. So Jimenez now ready to take the free kick. So Mexico, can they double their advantage? And this place will lift off if Jimenez can find the back of the net to put Mexico 2 in front. So Jimenez now ready to hit the free kick from the D. Jimenez trains the wall in the end, falls to Gutierrez, squares it, and Gallardo gets a shot all wrong, slices it into the Mexico fans. Well out of bounds in the end, and South Africa survived that. And it was a free kick Jimenez straight into the wall, set up to Gallardo, and miles wide. Just a reminder, by the way, if you are watching the game as well as listening, make sure you are watching the game through your local broadcaster. So goal kick for Roman Williams to take for South Africa, approaching the 52nd minute. Williams towards Foster, headed away from Vasquez, and now on the ball is Fidalgo. Fidalgo's pass over halfway to Gutierrez. Lovely ball, the outside the right boot of Quinones. Now it's a shot to Gutierrez, get across him. That's a great challenge there from Mudal. That will do though for Mexico, get themselves a corner kick. It's a real inviting ball outside the right boot for Quinones, with Gutierrez a step onto, but a very good challenge there, won by Mudal. So Mexico now goal advantage, man advantage. Really is no excuses for the co-host. It's not come away with the opening 3 points. So corner comes in from Alvarado, headed away, and now it's Reynolds on the chase, but Lira just has to clear it away. 4 yards in front of the halfway line. It'll be a South Africa throw on their right. So it's now going back from Adams, Sibisi to Mokoena. Now South Africa slow building, Mbakazi to Mokoena in centre circle. 53 minutes gone here. Mexico 1, 10-man South Africa. There was a flick forwards there towards left wing, but a bit too far ahead of the surge run of Mbakazi in the end. So it's a throw taken here by the Mexicans, and firmly in command of this opening contest of the tournament. Vasquez brings out from the back. Vasquez to Montes. Montes now looks in midfield. He picks out Gutierrez, back to Montes, and sends circle to Fidalgo. Mexico with Johan Vasquez. Vasquez is over halfway. Vasquez onto his right foot. Tapped it squared to Gallardo. Back in the Mexico half to Lira. Lira now spreads the play towards the far side. Alvarado desperately trying to get onto it. Just beaten to it. And that wicked pace the ball in the end, but I'll tell you what, not a bad attempt of a crossfield ball at all. So a throw for Audrey Madiba to take deep in his half. Mokoena asking for it. Madiba's throw. Flick on one. Now Mexico clear it away. Mexico in the attack of that Alvarado. Dispossessed. And Mokoena now bursting forward from midfield it. Here is it to Bo Mokoena. Rolls it down the right flank for Ikram Reyners. In South Africa, it's going to be a very tough task, but they are still in this game. So Mudal, either way in the Mexican half now. Mudal picks out Adams. It is Mokwena on the ball. Now it's South Africa left wing back with Madiba. Audrey Madiba picks out Mokwena. Mokwena turns, rolls it towards the right hand side. So Mudal back to Mokwena. So South Africa just enjoying some possession here in the centre circle. Mokwena now, and South Africa go for a long range shot on target, but Rangel takes care of it. It was pinged from the left wing back from 30 yards out. Audrey Madiba, plenty of power on that one, but Rangel did handle it. 10 minutes into the second half in Mexico City. Quinones' 9th minute finish has Mexico in front, and Fefelo Sitole shown a red card for bringing down Gutierrez. A one-on-one situation. So South Africa certainly in a precarious position. It's Reyes pass looking towards halfway. It takes deflection out play. That came off of the left wing back for South Africa. Audrey Madiba. Looks like Lyle Foster is coming off it. For South Africa, I have to say, he's not in a great game. And Valente and Bata will be coming on. So there's first sub used for South Africa. And Bata just to shore things up in the midfield for South Africa after that red card for Sitole. It's Mexico. Left back here, Gallardo just inverted. Gives it to Montes. Now Reyes. Again, Reyes with a diagonal. In front, Quinones headed away there in the end by Adams, and now Mudal on the ball. Mokwena goes back to Sabisi. Sabisi now looks across the left side of the back line. Now Mexico pinch it back. Jimenez takes heavy touch, but does hold up Mbakazi. Mbakazi then makes the challenge, but pokes forwards from Gutierrez towards Jimenez. The tackle comes in from Ocon. Ime Ocon now gives it away. Mexico on the edge of the box, but challenge won there. Well, actually, I thought the challenge was won against Lira, but Lira was caught. So it will be a Mexico free kick. And Lira just caught late there by Madiba. So free kick for Mexico. Edge of the box, inside right. Mexico goal in front. Man advantage. They extend goal advantage to 2 and take a massive step to getting 3 points in the opening game of this tournament. So Mexico now preparing the free kick. Edge box, Gutierrez and Alvarado, the usual suspects, standing behind it. Bit of push and shoving going on the box involving Vasquez and Mbakazi. So Mexico now edge of the area, inside right, all ready to take the free kick. But Gutierrez to clip in, flicked him. Vasquez now. South Africa managed to head it away from the box. It was O'Connor got his head to it then. Mbakazi clears it down the right hand side. Reyners on the chase, but just loses out in the end, and it will be a throw for Mexico to take. Midway inside the half. So thrown back from Gallardo to Lira. Just over 58 minutes played here in Mexico City. Mexico 1, South Africa 0. Here is Reyes, brings it over halfway. Reyes just about gets away from the stretching Madiba. Alvarado wants the pass backwards. And here's Cesar Montes to Raul Rangel. Now Vasquez again. Vasquez just beyond the halfway line. Square 2. Jesus Gallardo. Now Lira again picking up. Who's that deepest midfielder to help connect the dots? Defence midfield. Lira again. And was it square to Vasquez? Vasquez then gets over halfway. Vasquez now. Square to Fidalgo. Fidalgo. And that's left foot. Quinones towards the back post, just a little bit too far ahead of that backstick run from Alvarado. Good idea there for Quinones wrapped his right foot around the ball. Alvarado running behind, just couldn't quite get onto it. So South Africa goal kick. Robin Williams isn't going to take it. It will be Sibisi instead. For Bafana Sibisi now cross it to Ime Ocon. Ocon has it again. Drill to Adams. Nice build-up player for South Africa. That's a ball looking towards Reyners, headed away though. And then will be a throw for South Africa to take through Sibisi. So it's Mokoena now to defeat Mbakazi. Ocon. Just square to Sibisi. Sibisi again. Get a few touches on the ball. Now it's Ime Ocon. Ron Williams just in front of his area, so just over an hour gone here in Mexico City. Co-host leading by goal to nil. Early goal from Quinones. The batter looks forwards and there's a foul there on the left wing back Modiba. Just caught from behind from Michel Reyes, so another substitution for South Africa. There's Hemba Zwane to come on. And coming off is Jane Adams. Adams actually had a bright start to the game, but has grown out of it. So let's see if Zwane can make a difference. We'll wait and see. South Africa still in this one though. And the free kick from South Africa too high though towards the right hand side. In for Mudal team comprehend, trying to control it. So a throw from Gallardo. Back into the feet of Vasquez. Now Vasquez wants it back from Montez. Hidalgo asking for it. And it is Mexico on the ball at the back with Montez again. And tap to Vasquez. Gutierrez just plays it back. Brian Gutierrez to Jan Vasquez. And Vasquez moves it along to Lira. Mexico still in their half. Montez. Gutierrez in the centre circle, knocks it back first time to Montez. So here is Mexico with Lira. Then South Africa trying to push up, then Montez now breaks the African line. Now Mexico go backwards through Fidalgo. And it is Mexico with Rangel. And Vasquez has the ball stopped. Goes back to Vasquez from Rangel. Then looks over halfway, trapped on the chest of Raul Jimenez. Squares it, takes deflection from Mudal, and Mudal caught late there from Quinones, and Mudal down in pain here, holding the top of his head. Didn't look a high foot to me though. And well, I'll tell you what, actually, it's completely wrong there. That definitely was a high foot on Mudal. The naked eye couldn't quite spot that, but looking back at it, yeah, definitely was a high foot from Quinones, and they could just get away with that though. Mexico goal scorer, first sub of Mexico coming up now. Looks to be Luis Chavez to come on. So South Africa take the short free kick. And Ocon now back to Williams in the D. Williams, direct ball. Can he find Reyners? Well controlled there for Gallardo. Ball is Gilstone dead in now. Played out the fence of Vasquez, intercepted from Mokoena. And now South Africa inside left. Comes in towards the back post, too heavy though. And it was attempted wing back to wing back link up. Modiba looking for Mudal at the back post, but just couldn't quite find the right wing back. I tell you what, wasn't a bad cross at all. And certainly good whip on it there from Modiba, looking for Mudal. So goal kick started off from Vasquez. Raul Rangel. A few touches with the bottom of his right boot. Now plays it short to Lear in the D. Again, South Africa trying to press it. It's now Vasquez whips it too high though on the left hand side. Don't think it's a deflection, so it will be a throw for South Africa to take through Mudal. Mudal throws back to Sibisi. It is Ocon. Williams, a few yards outside his box, goes direct. Time for Montes to control on his chest. Montes clips it over halfway down the right hand side. Jimenez climbs for it, comes off his back. Then plenty of time for South Africa to control the ball in defence. It's Ocon receives it from Mbokasi. Now Sabisi, Mudau under real pressure. Gutierrez and Mudau, and Sabisi just gets his feet completely mixed up. Quinones down to Gutierrez, 30 yards to go. Gutierrez trying to slide through, but Mudau makes up for his mistake to intercept. And there's South Africa on the ball with the goalkeeper Williams. Williams now looks long, just bounced away from Reyners in the end. Just an awkward one. Ikram Reyners to try and control. Just bounced away from him. So Mexico making a double substitution. Luis Chavez, and also coming on is the youngest player of the tournament. So Gutierrez making way. Gutierrez and Fidalgo making way. Chavez more on. So Gilberto Mora, 17 years old. What an occasion this is for him on the big stage. Mexico now getting things back underway. Rangel clipped out towards the right hand side. Headed down for Mora. Now Mexico move out of halfway. There's a dummy there from Chavez. And then Sabisi gets onto it. And Bata trying to go by Mockaway, and a good sliding interception there from Mora. Now Jimenez bouncing pass back to Reyes. And now Montes to Vasquez. Mexico always looking to use that spare man. Of course, with the red card for Sitole. The ball just stopped here at the feet of Lira. And now Mexico with Jimenez on the stretch, takes a heavy touch. Now Jimenez combines it. Quinones is Alvarado, right wing. Now steps inside, puts the cross, and Jimenez heads down. And Mexico lead by 2-0. A special moment for Raul Jimenez on the global stage in his home nation. Lovely ball from Alvarado towards the back post. Jimenez peeled off the back of his man and headed down beyond the reach of Ronwen Williams. And Mexico lead by 2-0 there. And a big step to getting a win in the opening game of the tournament. Great play for the middle for Mexico. Jimenez and Quinones combining. And Alvarado, edge of the box, stepped in field onto his left foot. Jimenez just running behind of the South African right side of defence. And just a simple job, Jimenez. Back post in the 6-yard box, headed down past Ronwen Williams. And Mexico have firm control there. And again, a moment the Mexico fans will never forget. Seeing their glorious number 9 had them 2-0 in front in the opening game of the tournament. So now we'll be having a drinks break here. And South Africa, the red card had just made it so hard for them. And it's certainly going to be extremely hard to see a way back in it for South Africa. But I have to say, Javier Aguirre, the greatest Mexican manager in history, he's returned to the national team for a third stint. He's had a long career in Europe, and I think he's restored that competitiveness. You know, they had a rough period, the Mexicans, and the question coming into this tournament was whether, you know, that will be enough to elevate the squad. You know, that's lacked elite talent, but certainly the talent is Raul Jimenez, and you know, he's never been able to reach this competition in peak form. But he's 35. He's had a good club season, and this is his final chance on this stage. And again, the way the Mexico attack, it coming into this tournament, it was resting, felt entirely on the shoulders. But he's been helped out, though, I have to say, There was a brilliant cross there from Alvarado. Quinones getting that open goal of this year's competition for the Mexicans, and again Jimenez adding that second goal. But yeah, South Africa, we'll see, they can show again. They've got that resilience, they've got that spirit to try and get through it, but it's going to be so tough. 2-0 down there in Mexico City, down to 10 men, ready to get back underway. So it's going to be a long 20 minutes for South Africa, that's for sure. So just waiting now for the referee to blow his whistle. Ikram Reyners will kick us back off here in Mexico City. So Reyners now gives it to Mbata, and Mokoena back for Sibisi. Here's Williams. Williams now drills it over halfway. It's a header one there from Vasquez. Mexico chase on left hand side now. Clearance. There's a block there, kind of Chavez head. Sibisi's clearance, and yeah, kind of the back of Chavez head, but definitely will be a South African throw for Kosinati Sibisi to take. So Sibisi's throw, looking towards halfway. Header one from Gallardo. Header down for Mbata. Diving header into the feet of Gilberto Mora. 19-year-old goes down. Well, he will get a throw, and that's it. Tackle was a clean one from Mbata. Gallardo throws it back now into the feet of Vasquez. And Vasquez just taking a few touches of the ball with his left foot. Just strokes it square. In Mexico with Gallardo. Now back goes Chavez to Vasquez. On the ball here is Montes. Now Israel Reyes, line breaking pass, and now Mexico getting behind the South African midfield. Quinones from the centre circle, and it's Jimenez, peels out wide on left. Now Jimenez in the box. The flag is up though against Mexico. Some really nice build-up play, but Jimenez peeled out to the left-hand side a little bit too quickly there. I'll tell you what, was only half a yard off Jimenez, if even that. Extremely tight decision, but yeah, it was, as I said, a real tight one. Hard to call the naked eye. That one, they've given offside, so free kick for South Africa. Sibisi towards the centre circle, flick on for Reyners, but controlled there from Reyes. Mexico with Mora, tidy feet, tackled though from Mokoena. Now Mbata, he's dispossessing Chavez. Mbata's trying to win it back, deflects off Mora, and now it's rolled through to Jimenez. In the box, Jimenez barged into, but the referee waves it away. He waves it away, and certainly a painful one for Jimenez to take. It was a roll-through pass from Alvarado, and was it a foul? Or was it just a strong defending? Sibisi, I'll tell you what, she's a strong defending there from Kosinati Sibisi, just getting his body across Jimenez. And it certainly feel a bit of pain, Jimenez, but there's no way he can give a penalty for that. Overarm throw from Roman Williams. 73 minutes on the clock here, Mexico City, in the open match of the tournament. 2-0 to Mexico. So it's a ball from Reyes towards the centre. Quinones now, again, constantly getting behind South African. Sibisi has a strong challenge there on Quinones. One with real anger. It's a yellow card shown to Sibisi. And I'll tell you what, with Sotole already sent off, again, I do wonder if Sibisi might be substituted or just take that chance again. It was a raised arm for Sibisi on Quinones. Again, you have Teboho Mokoena and now Kosinati Sibisi on yellow cards, players on the field for South Africa. So Quinones back on his feet, moving a bit gingerly though. He's certainly feeling the pain. He's back on his feet now. Mexico on the ball here with Montes. It's across the face of Vasquez, just front halfway. Chavez. Now Chavez forwards on the left. Lifted from Gallardo back to Chavez. Chavez now passed back into his half. Vasquez is on the ball. Chavez asking for it. Receives it. A couple of yards behind halfway. Tapped left footed. Quinones back to feet of Vasquez in Mexico. Nice and comfortable on the ball. 2-0 in front with that man advantage. Well, couldn't ask anything more. Mexico in the opening game of the tournament. Move now wide left to Gallardo from Chavez. Back to Chavez, 35 yards and goals. Inside left channel at the moment, Chavez. Out wide to Quinones. Quinones combines with Mora. Chavez again. Now Quinones, 30 yards and goal on that inside left. Plays it through the referee's legs. Quinones, nice dummy from the ref out. Jimenez back to Quinones. He's tackled. Mexico is still trying to keep hold of the ball, but South Africa get it back. Namokwe and lose it. Strong challenge comes on Chavez, but the ball was won from Mbata. And now desperately trying to get forwards there, South Africa. They've got themselves a free kick, actually. It was a foul on Madiba. And a bit of respite for South Africa trying to get the ball forwards. They're making a couple of substitutions here. South Africa, Oswin, Apolis, and also coming as evidence, Makopa. So Edson Alvarez coming on for Mexico as well. That'll be the first substitution made. Standing ovation for Eric Leary, won the ball back on the edge of the box. The Mexico opening goal. Jimenez also coming off. Adored by the Mexican supporters. So it's Edson Alvarez and Armando Gonzalez, other player coming on for Mexico. Yeah, Jimenez took the header really well. Lovely cross from Alvarado towards the back post. So coming on now for South. So it's Madiba and Reyners off for Bafana. Bafana, as I mentioned, Oswin Apolis and evidence, Makopa coming on. Who knows if South Africa can pull one back? Stranger things happen, but it's a serious uphill task for Hugo Bruce's side. So the double substitutions now made, and back playing again now. So goalkeeper for South Africa, Ronwen Williams. Williams long ball, and that's too high in the end. Looking forwards towards Apolis. It was easy just to Rangel just to watch it come back to him. Rangel rolls it. It is Montes, Cesar Montes now. Flips it along the back to Vasquez. Now Alvarez with his first touch since coming on. Vasquez. Alvarez once again on the half turn. He uses his goalkeeper. 77 minutes on the clock. Mexico 2, 10-man South Africa 0. Opening game of the tournament in Group A. Mexico City. A moment for them to be co-host. Third tournament where they have been host. First time as co-host. Mexico just, it's so at ease with the ball back now. Coming out with it with Vasquez, square to Chavez, and now Israel Reyes, 2 yards behind halfway. It's on the halfway line here. Turn from Alvarado, Roberto Alvarado, and backwards here to Montes. Now over halfway to Gilberto Mora. Mora being followed by Mbata. Square to the feet of Gallardo. Gallardo is past the flex off of Delante Mbata. Mbata's saying it took a deflection off the Mexican fullback, but has been given in the favour of the co-host. So Quinones is making way here for Mexico. Alexis Vega on. Quinones, a moment he'll never forget. And the opening goal of the tournament, 9 minutes in, the earliest goal in a tournament since 2006. Road taken from Mexico, now switch of play by Mora towards left-hand side. Now Lither forward, Chavez takes with his midriff on the right-hand side. Chavez towards the byline. Chavez detained cross, easily cleared by Sibisi. Now is a polish for South Africa. Mokoena again, he has Madiba wanting it, but instead Mokoena turns and goes backwards. Mokoena saying he was fouled, and it will be a free kick in South Africa's favour. Mora did make a challenge. Mora furious the referee. Again, it was Mora. I'll tell you what, really, I suppose Mora slightly had his arm locked, but it wasn't overly much in that. So now Mexico pressing out from the short South Africa free kick, goes back to Williams, flips it towards the centre circle. It's a flick on one from Bafana, but in the end, that's good defender for Vasquez, gets across and gives it to Gallardo. Yeah, flick on one there by Makopa. Seeing it is Makopa and then Makopa's Wane up front here for Bafana. Mexico come up to the 80th minute on the ball. It's whip forwards from Alvarado, header from Mbate. And now South Africa hold it up with Apollos. Now there's Wane, edge of the box. And now Modibo trying to get a ball in. Now Apollos, edge of the box here. Can he let it strike off Apollos? Deflected strike and grasp low down from Rangel. It was Osman Apollos, edge of the box, let fly, laces the right boot. But claimed well from Raul Rangel. Just a reminder, if you are watching the game as well as listening, make sure you are watching it on your local broadcaster. There's just 10 minutes left here. Opening game of the tournament in Mexico City. And Mexico leading South Africa by 2-0. And the goal scorers off the pitch now, in the shapes of William Quinones and Raul Jimenez. So again, South Africa, they got the 1-1 draw when South Africa were hosting 2010 when these two met in the opening game of that tournament. That one was a much more tight affair, one apiece. This one, Mexico clearly the better team, even when it was 11 v 11. And full control of this one. Mexico, dream position to be in the opening match. And again, the rain coming down, not too heavy, but again, there's been some light rain as this opening match gone. The referee actually has been called across to the monitor about something. Let's have a look what's he's having a look at here, because I'm not entirely sure. It's a possible red card he's looking at. So, seemed to be there was just a grab on the back of Roberto Alvarado's head, trying to see actually sort of, it seemed to be a whack, the left hand on the back of Alvarado's head. So the referee Wilton Sampaio still looking at the monitor here. Sampaio, but to me, they did see what actually a whack on the right side of the face of Alvarado. Yeah, just trying to identify who exactly that was, but surely the referee now, after looking at the monitor, absolutely has to award a red card for that. That was so silly. So just to wait now, the final confirmation. So South Africa, 2 down. Looks like they're going to go down to 9 men as well. As opening games of the tournament go, this is a pretty low one. So the referee reaching for his pocket, ready to show a red card here, and it'll go even worse now for the final. So to confirm, it is Demba Zwane who came off the bench just over 20 minutes ago. So he only lasted that short amount of time on the pitch. Such a silly decision there. And Demba Zwane, a chance to impress the manager, getting his plans for that second game coming up against Czech Republic in a week's time. In South Africa now 2-0 down, and again 2 men down as well. They're just desperate for that final whistle in the opening match of the tournament. 6 minutes of normal time left there. Mexico just passing the ball about. And Luis Chavez over the top. Now well controlled here by Mexico on the left-hand side of Gonzalez, and Gonzalez just shrugged off the ball and ends up being a goal kick to South Africa. It was just a bit of good strength there on Gonzalez, and a chance for South Africa to try and push themselves up the pitch, but just in a helpless situation really. Not much they can do. Trying to threaten Mexico. It's a long ball. It's flicked on, but in the end, flick on from Makopa. Straight back to Rangel. And Rangel rolls that into the feet of Vasquez. Ryan Vasquez now. And very slowly bring it out from the back. Vasquez. And rolls it left-footed. Israel Reyes, and now Mexico over halfway with Alvarado. A long diagonal from Montes towards the left-hand side. Gallardo to Chavez. Backwards here, just front halfway is Vasquez. And Chavez in field. Now here is Alexis Vega. Vega again on the inside left. Chavez, 30 yards from the target. Here's Gallardo. Inside. Tiny feet for Mora. Vega. Turn, just pass it back. Again, Mexico, no need to rush on the ball. Such a comfortable position for them to be in. Gilberto Mora, 4 minutes of normal time left. They lead South Africa 2-0. Again, Mexico now with Gilberto Mora just by the centre circle. Still midfield Mexico. Chavez, and now is Vega. Turns on the edge of the box. Vega onto his right foot. Now Chavez goes outwards to Gallardo. Now pass in the box. Pretty build-up play for Mexico. They get their shots off. Then Gonzalez gets the ball stuck on his foot. And batter for South Africa. South Africa trying to hold up here. And now this break here to Apollos. And Batter's pass. Too much on it. And there's a push there by Mbakazi in the Mexico half, so it looks like it would be a free kick to Mexico, but so silly with Tembazwane. And a few minutes ago, such a needless, stupid whack on the base of Roberto Alvarado. But that lovely cross in for Raul Jimenez. Goals put Mexico 2-0 in front. So there's Chavez on halfway. Forward pass to Gallardo. Back in the Mexico half, where Chavez is in possession of the ball again. Chavez taps it now into the feet of Mora. And Mexico just comfy on the ball here. On the half line with Chavez. Vasquez, Chavez again. Just a training session now for Mexico, but the most glorified training session ever here on the biggest stage of them all in international football. So Mexico, 2 minutes and all time left in possession on the right side. Roll forwards and trying to get hold of the ball, Mexico. And there was a turn, and it looked like it was Gonzalez who turned on the far side. Actually seemed to catch his man Gonzalez in the shape of Mbakazi. So a free kick has gone in the favour of Bafana. So it'll be Williams to take it. Just a minute and a half of normal time remaining here. Mexico 2, South Africa 0 in Mexico City. Just the start of the competition that Mexico would have wanted. It's a flick on, straight out of play though. Makopa got that contact, but no runner in behind. It's now the last minute normal time, and Mexico will just take their time here. Short from Raul Rangel. So Vasquez. It is Vega on the ball. See that from Chavez. Edson Alvarez through the centre circle. Out now to Armando Gonzalez. Returned inside to Alvarez. Alvarez looks to whip in the box, being blocked. Alvarez heads it forwards on the inside right. So a foul there for Mbakazi. South Africa win it now with Apollos. Now Apollos wants it back to him. South Africa heading towards the centre circle. Challenge made from Edson Alvarez, and Alvarez looked like he was caught in his ankle there. And Alvarez is so good at quickly pitching back. It was in a battle with Mbakazi, who again has had licence all match to push up and centre back. Never mind when they've got 9 men. It's again Mbakazi just certainly not afraid to get in battles and put the tackles in and move the ball forwards. And to be honest, he's stood out as much as he could have, I have to say, Mbakazi. So a short free kick, Mexico. They do have 7 minutes added on there in Mexico City. And Mexico cruising 2 goals to good. Their 2-man advantage as well as goal advantage. Edson Alvarez is playing at defensive midfield to Chavez. Alvarez again out to Gonzalez. Now it is Alvarado on the ball. Alvarez rolls it through Gonzalez. Now right side the penalty area, back to Alvarado. This pass goes backwards. That far side flank to Reyes. Now in the centre circle is Montes. Inside left is Vega in the attacking third. Alexis Vega. Short square pass. There was a little clip there on the back of Chavez. No, there wasn't in the referee's eyes. Here's Mokoena. Now on his outside. And here come South Africa with Mudau. Skits beyond this man, goes down. And there was a definite clip on Mudau. Mexico saying it was a dive from Kuliso Mudau, but to me, that looked like the naked eye. There was contact from Cesar Montes, and the red card is shown. So this has certainly been an eventful one for the referee. In the first game of the tournament, 3 red cards shown. And I have to say, Cesar Montes, he was the last man. There was Mudau steaming forwards for South Africa. And Cesar Montes definitely cut across him. I have to say, I'm not sure. I mean, Mudau was going at a good pace, but it was a clumsy tackle from Cesar Montes. The way he just cut across. Again, will VAR look at this? Edson Alvarez still remonstrating with the Brazilian referee, Wilton Sampaio. So if South Africa could do something from this free kick, well, you just never know. It's 10 against 9 now. And Cesar Montes absolutely furious. But definitely that decision is final. And he is sent off. Heading down the tunnel now. Just a minor in 7 minutes of stoppage time. There's a free kick to South Africa. Can they halve the deficit? It's a free kick right on the edge of the penalty area. Inside right. So interesting to see who'll step up and try and test Raul Rangel. Will it be Teboho Mokoena possibly? He's just in conversation here with Mbakazi. So we will wait and see. So Mokoena puts it down. So we're midway into 7 minutes of stoppage time. Free kick for South Africa. Mokoena was a little flick there. Clever free kick, but didn't work in the end. Mexico just clear it away. Thought it was going to go for a strike, just flicked it back. And then Mexico cleared. A long ball from Williams towards the right wing. But Gallardo heads away. And then a tackle on Vega from Mbakazi, and that will do nicely for Mexico. So just 3 minutes of stoppage time remaining here in Mexico City. Gallardo's throw. Turn to Gallardo from Vega. Gallardo forwards, headed down away from Mbakazi. Now it's a turn and pass again for Mbakazi out towards the left-hand side. where Magopa has it. Plays it behind him for Apollos. Mexico quickly getting back into their shape. Mokoena to Apollos. 2.5 minutes left at stoppage time. Mexico 2, South Africa 0. It's 10 men against 9 men here. And that's a very heavy pass out to move down the end. That just sums up really South Africa's attacking threat in this opening contest in Mexico City. So short throw from Mexico. Now Gallardo plays it down line, but one back from Mbata. Clearance from Sibisi blocked from Gonzalez. It will be a throw for South Africa. 2 minutes of stoppage time to go for Mexico's Indian 3 points are confirmed. So throw back to Sibisi from Mudau. So Williams on the ball in his area. Has his right foot on top of it. Probably just aim long here towards Magopa. That's exactly what he does. Magopa flicks on. So is Mudau by the corner flag. The right wing back looking for support. Has it behind him. Mokoena flat cross and sliced out the box by the Mexicans. Heavy touch there for Alexis Vega. Number 10 gonna get that control he was hoping for. Mokoena throws it back now into the path of Sibisi. Plays it through the centre circle. And there's Ocon. And now Apollos. It's a last minute stoppage time. Could South Africa at least register a goal? Get their first on the ball in the tournament. Mexico clear away for Gallardo. Gallardo clears once again. From Sibisi's ball forwards, and now Vega will get to it on the left hand side. Can Mexico crown this opener off? Vega puts the cross in. Headed away though from Ocon. And now Apollos has it midway in this half. Apollos, a tame pass, but does reach Mudau. Mudau fouled. Referee waves play on. South Africa now go back to Mbata. And again, South Africa couldn't make the most of the play on, so the referee's pulled it back for a free kick to the men in yellow. And a definite foul there, Mudau. As the sun is starting to shine again in the glorious Mexico City. And short free kick played across the South African back three. So 7 minutes are up here. It's a long ball forward to McCarthy, and there goes the final whistle. And the first game of the tournament is done and dusted. And it's gone in the co-host's favour. A 2-0 victory over South Africa. The opener came 9 minutes in. Eric Lira won the ball high up, dispossessing the fellow Sitole. And Lira gave it for Quinones to finish off. And then South Africa picked up their first red card early on in the second half. Sitole brought down Gutierrez in the D. And it was a real uphill task for South Africa from there. The Mexico double their advantage. Jimenez heading home. Alvarado's cross. Then South Africa got their second red card. Substitute Temba Zwane just stupidly whacking Alvarado. No need for it at all. Hit him on the face. Silly decision. So he certainly felt impressed from the bench. Mexico got a red card their own towards the bench. Towards the end, it was Mudau driving force. Montez caught him. He was the last man. It's the right decision for the referee to give a red card. So they've certainly been busy, the referee, in this opener, but very comprehensive victory for Mexico. And they're off to a flyer in this year's tournament, defeating South Africa by a goal to nil. So next to Mexico, it is South Korea. As for South Africa, it's Czech Republic, and that's the next game of the tournament. South Korea and South Korea and Czech Republic in a few hours' time. So thanks for listening to the tournament opener. This day belongs to the Mexicans. They've beaten South Africa by 2-0.
Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok.